now is Randy Adkins, professor of political science at the University of Nebraska, Omaha. Welcome to you. Appreciate your time this morning. What do you like about the way Nebraska handles the race for the White House?
You know, I like the fact, first of all, that it's novel. Not a lot of places in the country do this, just us in Maine. But I do think that it benefits the folks who live in the second congressional district, because this district gets a lot of attention, particularly during presidential election years. And so candidates will travel to this district, candidates will spend money in this district, and overall it raises the energy level of voters in this district.
Trump has tried unsuccessfully to restore Nebraska to the winner-takes-all system. Why has that failed? What have been the obstacles, and do you foresee it changing?
Yeah, well, the state legislature is controlled by Republicans. There are more Republicans in what we call a nonpartisan legislature, but they're registered as Republicans. The big obstacle has been getting over the filibuster. It's more of a procedural question that requires higher than just a simple majority vote. The question has come up, should it be put on the ballot as an initiative in a future election cycle? And I think there's a possibility that it could be.
Talk a little bit more, Randy, about the second congressional district, the demographics, the political landscape of it, and is it changing election to election?
Yeah, well, one thing I think a lot of voters in the country don't know about the second congressional district is it's what we call an R+3 district, which means that there's about 38% of the district that's Republican and about 35% of the district that's Democrat. But one thing you're allowed to do in Nebraska is you're allowed to register as what's called a nonpartisan voter. It's another term for an independent voter. And about 25% of the voters in the second congressional district are registered as nonpartisan voters. So it takes a district that's an R+3 district and it turns it into a district that is really very much a swing district, very much a swing district. This district also has a rather sizable percentage of African Americans and a sizable percentage of Latino Hispanic voters in the district. And I think the last thing I would say about it is, you know, Nebraska is often known for corn, but the second congressional district, which is where Omaha is located, is known as being a financial and service sector for a big segment of the Midwest.
Interesting. And what have you noticed with the trends in the voting patterns of that district in particular of the last two election cycles, for example, and where they've gone?
Well, you know, we know that at the presidential level that Obama won it back in 2008. Biden won it in 2020, and it possibly could be won by Harris this year. But at the congressional level, what we see happening is it tends to be eked out in a very close election on a regular basis by the Republican candidate. And that's been the case for almost 20 years now. When we go down to the city level in Omaha, we've elected in the last 25 years both Democratic and Republican mayors. And at the city council level, usually the Democrats will hold a one-seat majority on the city council. So it's a very evenly divided district politically.
And how much influence or significance does it have on some of the down-ballot races and voter turnout, given the demographics of the state and some of what you've laid out?
Yeah, I think in the presidential election years, when we see the presidential candidate come in and spend a lot of money on trying to win one electoral college vote, that really helps to mobilize Democrats in the sense of voter registration and voter turnout, but also just sort of the energy that you see among Democrats within this district. You don't see that kind of energy in our other two districts here in Nebraska, nor do we see it across the river in Iowa.
Yeah, one to watch and not forget about. Randy Adkins, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.